So we have completed episode number 7 of I'm Quitting Heroing, and this specific episode I'm having a pretty big struggle with this week in just trying to really formulate an opinion. On one end of the spectrum, I really felt that this episode went by really, really quickly, and I feel like it covered a lot of information very fast, but at the same time, which is opposite, is I felt like I didn't really get anything out of it. So one of the cool and positive things that the episodes of I'm Quitting Heroing have been doing is we began a pretty strong focus on each of the different, I don't want to call them heroes, but each of the different people in the Demon Lord's army, and we began to focus on them. So we started off with Stelna first. We kind of got her character introduction. We got how Leo is going to function and operate and get along with her. Then we moved into Lily, and we saw how he was able to support Lily and help her be like one of the generals, help her be successful. Then the next episode we got, which I think was it last week's episode, that we got the focus on Melnis. Jesus, that name is going to always haunt me. We got the focus on Melnis, and we got to see Leo, spend time with communication and with building up their communicative skills and building up them as a general and confidence and everything. Oh, last episode, and then after all that, we finally got last episode where we got Leo's past, and then we got a preview of this week's episode, which is him finally taking a step into the ring with trying to figure out EDWALD, and EDWALD was the big dragon scale burly commander, and we know that he was trying to commit seppuku, essentially on himself for being a failure as a general. I like how this week did start off with Jerietta, which is his daughter. So we got to focus on her kind of like spilling her guts to Leo, saying, hey, my dad's being a dumbass, essentially. Figure it out. And then we got this episode that focuses on Leo doing just that. And although one of the twists or things that this episode introduced was the introduction of the robots or the prior cyborg robots weapons that were used in the past that were technologically advanced that Leo is very familiar with, we did get that, which was very interesting, which we also did get to see Echidna flip off the handle and take out a lot of stress on these mechanisms or robots, which was definitely a pleasure to watch. So we did get that, but I just really felt like, how do you say it? Or how do I say it? I feel like each of the different characters... I feel like this was the weakest of the character arc so far, is what I'm trying to say. I feel like each of the different characters, whether it was Lily or Stelna or Melnis, I felt like we got more development, and that might just be a case of maybe EDWALD is just one of the weakest written characters, or maybe because he is such a bravado, put-together guy, maybe he just seems like the weakest of all of them, and not in like an actual strength, just like, as he's written or as he's conveyed to us, the viewer. But overall, I just felt like this was the weakest of all of, what is it, 1, 2, 3, 4, I guess 4 if you count Echidna, 5 if you count EDWALD, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. No, there's just 4 of them, right? So I think this is, of the 4, I think EDWALD is like the weakest of them, as far from just being interesting and charismatic and all of that. Because again, like I said, I felt like this episode went by really quickly, and there was not a lot that was covered from it. But because I just felt like it was just very, he wanted to die, they didn't let him die. His daughter came and pleaded his case. Leo decided to help him out. They found a robot. The robot attacked him, and then he basically turned the tables on him, saying, hey, you feel dumb now because I just treated you like a dumbass for not being able to defeat the robot easily. This is how you were treating your soldiers. And he's like, aha. And that's pretty much where we end the episode, outside of the little Echidna stuff. So I don't know if I like this episode necessarily. I don't think it was a bad episode. I just felt like it was quick, and I didn't get a lot out of it. I don't know if I'm feeling, if I don't know if I'm alone on that, so please, let me know how you felt about it. But that's just that's how I feel after completing and after watching this episode. I just kind of feel unfulfilled from this episode. I kind of felt like, yeah, sure, it was whatever. Like, it was another episode. It wasn't really that great. So I'm very in the middle. So hopefully next episode, now that we've gotten all the character arcs out the way, outside of Echidna, I guess you could say, because she still needs to find out who the Onyx Knight is. She needs to find out who Leo really is. So outside of her, I think we've gotten all the characters really developed already. So now it's like, okay, now let's move on to the next story beat. Let's move on to a real threat happening for them. So then that way they can be brought together. Because so far it's just been remedial army stuff, which is okay. But overall, I think another episode of I'm Quitting Heroing has been in the books. I think it was an okay episode. I don't think it's anything to write home about. I don't think it's going to be a memorable one during the season. But, not every episode could be a banger. That's just how anime is. But we're 7 weeks into this anime. We have 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we have like 5 more episodes left. So there is a lot more that this can give us that we should all look forward to. So I'm going to leave you guys on those thoughts there. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode. Let me know if you agree or disagree. Let me know if you fall on the same side of EDWALD being interesting or not interesting. And let me know how you felt about this week's episode down in the comments below. But to me, I'm going to see you guys next week, or I'm going to see you guys tomorrow or on another day for one of the other animes that's launching this week, whether it be Ascendance of a Bookworm, Shield Hero, Spy Family, whatever else comes out this week. I'll see you then. Peace out, my friends.